Hello friends, making decisions related to money is an important part of all our lives, but have you ever thought that earning money and managing it is not just a game of maths or finance, but it is also deeply affected by our thoughts, habits, and emotions? The book The Psychology of Money makes us understand that money is not just a tool, but a reflection of our attitude and behavior. In today's video, we will teach you the key points and lessons from the psychology of money so that you can handle money wisely and make better decisions. This video is especially for those people who not only want to earn money, but also want to save and increase it for a long time. So stay with us on this journey. The Psychology of Morgan Houslook is a famous author and finance expert who has written the book Money. In this book, he has explained the things about money in 19 small chapters, which most of us ignore. This book teaches us that money is not just a mathematical subject, it is based on our state of mind, patience and discipline, whether you want to become a millionaire or just want to save some money for your future. The lessons given in this book are beneficial for everyone. Money is such a part of our life that we encounter it every day, but have we ever thought that as much as we work hard to earn money, it is also beneficial to earn money? It is equally important to manage it in the right manner. Often we make wrong assumptions about money, such as having more money means happiness and satisfaction. There is no shortcut to becoming rich quickly. Investment or savings require a lot of knowledge or expertise. How will it be, friends? We all have different stories related to money in our lives. Some people earn money with a lot of hard work, but lose everything due to wrong investment, while some people consider money only as a means of showing off, and in the end, we are left empty-handed. The psychology of money says that we have to understand these feelings and habits related to our money. For example, how much of your salary do you save? Do you spend without thinking? Do you ever think about the future? Are you afraid to invest? If you find the answer to these questions, then believe me, you can see a big change in your financial life. Now the question is why you should watch this video, because this is not just a summary of a book, but a guide that will teach you smart ways to earn, save and increase money in life. We will explain to you in simple language and practical examples that money is not just a gift, but a gift. It is not a way to get rich, but a means to get freedom, how small habits can make you financially strong, why patience and discipline are the biggest keys no matter how much money you make. So let's start this interesting and informative journey. Before moving ahead in the video, if you have come to this channel for the first time, then do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Here you will get tips and tricks to make life better, along with the summary of the books, and if you like this video, then like and share it, must share with your friends. Let's start now with the greatest show in the world, the greatest show on earth. Author Morgan Housel, when he was in college, he used to work as a valet to earn money. The place where he used to work was a valet shop in Los Angeles. It was a luxurious and expensive hotel. Once a guest came there who used to come to that hotel often. That boy was a technology executive. He was a very intelligent person. At the age of 20, he designed a single component for a Wi-Fi router and got it patented. That young millionaire started many tech companies and later sold them. He was very successful, but he was a little unlucky when it came to money. The boy used to keep a bundle of currency notes with him wherever he went, and he used to show this money to whoever talked to him. He used to brag a lot after drinking alcohol. One day, the man asked the driver to park his car. He called the guard and gave him some notes and ordered him to go to a nearby shop. In exchange of the notes, the shopkeeper gave several 000L of gold coins. So what did that young technician do with those gold coins? He threw those coins in the sea. He called his friends, and together they threw the coins in the sea, like a stone is thrown in a pond. A few days later, one day the young millionaire accidentally collided with a lamp in the hotel. The manager told him that the price of the lamp was the man created a scene when he had $500, and he took the money out of his pocket and told the manager. He covered his face with a veil and said, "Here is $1,000. Do NT show me your face again?" You might be thinking if this story is true. You might be thinking what might have happened to that young millionaire. Yes, this story is absolutely true in this book. In this you will read some more similar stories, but at the end of this story, the young millionaire goes bankrupt. He spent everything he had earned in a few years. All his money was gone, and his friends also left him. You can buy anything with your money, but you cannot buy good behavior. Let us listen to another story. Ronald Read was a gatekeeper. He was born and brought up in a small village. He was the first person in his family who went to school. Ronald was leading a simple life. He worked as a car repairman at a gas station for 25 years. He worked as a floor cleaner at J.C. Penney for 20 years. At the age of 38, Ronald bought a 2-bedroom house, and he sold that house. He bought it for $12,000 and spent his entire life in that house. Ronald got married, but had no children. When he was 50, his wife passed away. His neighbor said that Ronald's favorite hobby was cutting wood. That day Ronald made news headlines the day of his death. It was 2014. He was 52 years old. Ronald Read had $8 million. He left $2 million to his 2 stepchildren and $6 million to a local hospital and library. If you search about Ronald Read in Wikipedia, you will find that he was a janitor, gas station attendant, investor, social worker and millionaire. But there is no trick in how this happened. Ronald did not win any lottery, and neither did he inherit any ancestral wealth. Ronald had been saving money for so many years and investing it in blue stock chips. That was all. He saved every single penny. He never even took out the interest. He had kept his savings for years, had compounded, and it's by the time of his death, he had accumulated $8 million. Do you know the concept of compounding?
We will talk about it later, but before that you should listen to another story. Now let's take a look at the man who was absolutely different from Donald Read. Richard Fuss was different. He was an executive at Merrill Lynch in Connecticut. He had done his MBA from Harvard and retired at the age of 40. His name was also included in the 40 under 40 most successful people list of a business magazine. Richard has an 18,000 square feet home in Connecticut. Feet bungalow which had 2 swimming pools, 2 lifts, 7 garages and 11 bathrooms. The maintenance cost of this bungalow was $900 per month, and Richard had taken a huge loan for its maintenance, but then his luck changed, and in 2008 financial crisis came, and overnight, Richard became destitute. The same year he filed for bankruptcy. What do we learn from the story of these 2 young millionaires, Ronald Read and Richard? Financial success is not a science, but finance is the only field where people like Ronald Read can be successful. A person with humble education and experience cannot become a surgeon, architect, or engineer, but in finance, even an ordinary man like Ronald Read can achieve great things. Financial success is a soft skill. It is a field that anyone can learn. It is a unique field where how you will flow matters more than your knowledge. The field of finance is a way to understand the psychology of money. No matter where you are from or how you are, money can make your mind bigger. It gives you the power to be rich. You just need to be alert and pay attention. Everyone can be rich, but not everyone can be wealthy. John C. Bogle, the founder of Never Enough One, once told a story. Party was being held at a billionaire's house. Kurt Venkat and Joseph were sitting in a corner. Both were talking about the income of their host, who was an hedge fund manager. Karp remarked that the man's one day's income was more than Joseph's entire year's sales of Nobel's HYs. To this Joseph gave an amazing answer. He said that that is what the head of the fund manager will never have, and that is enough. What is your source of income now? Can you say that you have enough money? Let's know from the story of these 2 people. Rajat Gupta was a poor boy from Kolkata. Rajat was an orphan, but at the age of 45 he became a CEO. Rajat was the CEO of McCons, one of the world's renowned consulting firms. When he retired from the company in 2007, he was given a big position in the United Nations and the World Economic Forum. Rajat got an important position. He was also on the board of director of 5 different companies. He emerged from the slums of Kolkata and became the richest businessman. In 2008, Rajat Gupta's worth was $100 million, but he was never satisfied with his money. He had become a millionaire, now he wanted to become a billionaire. He wanted to be in that circle. Then Rajat became the board of directors of Goldman Sachs. He pushed himself forward to become a billionaire. In 2008, Goldman Sachs was at the threshold of economic crisis. Rather, Buffett decided to invest $5 billion in the company to save it. Being a board member, Rajat Gupta came to know about this before the public. With Varun's funding, there were definitely chances of the company's stock going up. 16 seconds after the meeting call, Roger called a hit fund manager Raj Rajaratnam. This call was never recorded, but Raj immediately bought 175,000 shares of Goldman. Several hours later, the news of Warren's deal reached the public and Goldman's stock was sold. Raj rose to the top and earned $1 million in just a few hours, and ProStal said that Roger made a total profit of $17 million. This is considered a classic case of insider trading. Rajat Gupta lost all his wealth and he had to go to jail, and he also lost his reputation. Rajat already had $100 million, so why did he need another $1 billion? He already had wealth, fame, power, and freedom, but due to greed he lost everything. Given because Rajat Gupta did not have a sense of enough, we can learn 3 things from this story lesson. One of the hardest financial skills to master is to stop yourself from accumulating more wealth. The greed for more power, more fame, and more money satisfactorily makes you feel when you don't move forward. It is like you are going backwards, and then to move forward you take the biggest risk possible. Modern capital is very good at 2 things. Along with wealth, you also become greedy. A person forgets his limits and does not understand where to stop. Lesson number 2 is the social compensation reason, i.e. comparison with others becomes a problem. Suppose a football player earns 5,000 rupees per year. He already has a lot of money, but if we compare him with Mike Draft, who's at $430 million per year, this is a 12-year contract, so this hockey player will look like a pauper in front of him. Now suppose a fund manager earns $3 million, but the top 10 highest paid fund managers in 2018 earn at least $10 million. If a fund manager used to earn $340 million per year, then this $36 million will seem very less to us in comparison to that. But if the top 10 fund managers who are earning $340 million per year are compared to the top 5, then the top 5 fund managers are earning $770 million. And if the top 5 compare themselves with Warren Buffett, who is $3.5 billion richer than them in 2018, and if Warren Buffett wants to come to the level of Jeff Bezos, whose net worth was $24 billion in 2018, you see the wall of social campaign is very high, no one can touch it. If you join this game that I want to be as rich as my friends, then you can never win, because there is no limit to winning and earning money, there are no points. Where you feel enough, you feel satisfied, there is only one way to win: don't fight. Accept that you have enough even if people around you are going crazy wanting more. A Las Vegas dealer once said there is only one way to win in a casino and get out as soon as you enter. Imagine you are at a party in an executive village. You and your friends are discussing who is the richest, who has the biggest house, who is the most famous, and who is the most talked about by people. I like it the most, but you will see that there will be no winner. The one who will win is the one who is satisfied with himself, who is living a happy and cheerful life in a small house with a loving family. Lesson number 3: some things, money, fame, and there are things greater than power, no matter how much of it you have. Rajat Gupta said these things in his interview with New York Times after being released from jail. When he was asked what he learned from this incident, he said, "Do not be too attached to anything. Whether it is your reputation or your achievement, these things do not matter. This accident has ruined my entire reputation, but I have learned now that I should not be too attached to anything." Rajat Gupta wanted to save himself. He was giving clarification of his actions. He was defending himself. He was consoling himself by saying that his reputation does not matter to him anymore, but he was wrong. Reputation is priceless. Freedom is priceless. Family and friends are also priceless. Loving people and receiving their love in return is also priceless. Happiness is priceless, but all this, there is only one way to achieve this, that is to understand your limits. You must remember when to take risks and when enough means enough. Compounding things learned from one field are useful to us in another field. Do you know why there was an ice age a long time ago? This is similar to the way compounding in investments makes your money grow. In the 19th century, scientists agreed that there had once been an ice age on Earth. The evidence was so close that it could have been easily overlooked. There was not just one ice age on Earth, but our Earth has seen 5 ice ages, the date of which we can accurately estimate today. Can you imagine the time it took to cover the entire world with ice, melt the ice, and then cover it with ice again? But how much energy will be needed? So this incident has happened 5 times, but why did the Ice Age come? There are many theories about the reason behind the Ice Age. According to one theory, the change in climate has taken place due to movement in the mountain range. Another theory says that the theory is that ice is the Earth's natural environment that has been altered by volcanic eruptions. However, this theory only explains one ice age, not all 5. In the early 1900s, a Serbian scientist called Milankovic studied the Earth's position in the solar system. And he came to the conclusion that the gravitational force of the Sun and the Moon affects the distance from the Earth. Milankovic said that sometimes it also happens that the Earth tilts too much on its distance, due to which it receives more solar radiation than normal. It is found that due to the changes in the hemisphere of the Earth, it became very cold, due to which the whole Earth was covered with a thick sheet of ice. Vladimir Kapin, who is a Russian meteorologist, has added a condition to this theory. He said that due to a normal tilt, even during the summer season on Earth, the cold had increased. It was that kind of summer in which there was not enough heat to melt all the snow. Even after the summer, some parts of the Earth remained covered with snow, which made it easier for the snow to remain in the coming winter. Year after year, this happened. In this way, layers of ice kept accumulating on top of ice until the entire Earth was covered with ice, and this is how ice came into being. You see, the concept of compounding is also similar. Suppose you decide to invest 10% of your annual salary in an index fund. If you started and your annual interest rate is 10%, then next year you will have 10% of your salary with an interest rate of 10%. Then you keep depositing 10% of your salary till 2022. Every year you are adding 10%, and every year you get 10% of your salary. Your interest rate is also growing every 10 years. If you do not withdraw this money for the next 10 years, you will become a millionaire. Ice Age also came gradually due to the accumulation of ice. The meaning of compounding of interest is also gradual. Do you know that money is being deposited slowly? That Warren Buffett has been investing since the age of just 10. He never withdrew his interest money. He let this money accumulate for many years, and when he was 89 years old, he had $84.5 billion. This is a sign of his discipline. And the result of 8 decades of compounding was that if you calculate, Warren Buffett earned $84.5 billion just after his 50th birthday. This is all due to the power of compounding. Think about this equation: 8 plus 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 8, 72. This is the addition, but what will happen when you multiply 8 by 8 times 8? BU8, 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 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, only 8, 3,421, 77, 28. Did you see what a difference there is? But when he was 20 or 30, he did not spend his money like that. And when he was 60, or he did not stop investing till he was 70. He kept investing continuously. He saved money for 25 years. Many books have been written on his wealth. Let us tell you again that he has $84.5 billion. He started investing at the age of 10. And kept doing it till he was 9 years old. If a book is really written on compounding, then its name should be Shut Up and Wait. The difference between getting rich and staying rich. Getting wealthy vs staying wealthy. There can be many ways to become rich, but become rich there is only one way to survive. So let us learn this from the story of these two investors. Jesse Livermore was one of the best stock traders of his time. He was born in 1800 when the world did not even know who traders were. Before anyone else could become one, he had already established himself as a trader. At the age of 30, Jesse had earned $100 million. In 1929, the stock market crashed, which led to the Great Depression in those days. This was the news everywhere that many stock traders of Wall Street had committed suicide. On the 29th of October 1929, Jesse's family was waiting for him at home. His wife and 2 children were standing at the door waiting for him to arrive. You are watching, and his mother-in-law was crying sitting inside the bedroom. As soon as he reached home, he was in grief, but not because he had been declared bankrupt. He told the whole thing to his wife. It was like this: that Jesse had placed a bet that the market will go down, and his prediction was correct, and he became a millionaire. On October 29th, he earned $3 billion. When everybody was betting that the stock rates will go up, JCA had predicted that the stock market will fall, so he won the bet and became a billionaire overnight. But something different happened with Abraham, who was a rich real estate developer. He had become a millionaire during the 1920s. Like other traders, Abraham had also placed a huge bet that the stock market would keep going up. Abraham Lincoln died a few days after the market crash. In fact, he committed suicide. Now let us again come to JCA liver mode and complete his story. After the 1979 crash, JC became overconfident and won after the other big crises took place. He kept betting and winning. JC thought he would keep winning forever, but in 1933 he lost all his money in the stock market.